What's up everybody, welcome to my management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And first of all guys, happy new year to all of you. And I have to admit that I missed 2 days of posting new videos on MMTLP, and I have to say that there is a lot of updates happened during these days. And I want to pay your attention to just 2 letters that was written just recently. And guys, to be honest, I don't like both of them, but for the different reasons. And I will explain you my point of view. But before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's start with the first letter. As you can see, Scott published this on January the 1st, and he wrote, "McCabe is a man with a plan, especially the janitorial supplies. Simply brilliant managerial acumen. Glad they could finally get in their office too, after the confusion involving the 30 other companies there." And here is the, let's put it this way, so-called official press release. And guys, on the first glance, I was quite impressed that Scott published NextBridge Hydrocarbons official statement, but then I tried to find this document in the official NextBridge Hydrocarbons filings with SEC, and I didn't find it. And then guys, I saw this tweet that was addressed to me, and MMTLP MO wrote this: "Andrei, I wonder how you will report this in your next video." And he refers to the same tweet that was published by Scott. And guys, while reading this email, I found out that it is not a real email, it is not an email, not a real PR statement. It was made by Scott, and I have to say that it is well, it is not the best actions from Scott towards the site, and I don't like these actions. Definitely, it might be some kind of consequences for Scott, because let me show you this. Zink wrote this: "For Scott to neglect reviewing the Lanham Act is a significant oversight. Trademark laws in the United States are highly protective and carry severe consequences for violations, including substantial monetary fines and even potential prison time. Given the history of negative commentary about the NBH and its CEO, publishing something that infringes on the company's logo and uses it in a disparaging manner undermines the credibility of any claims he may have against the company. Such actions could disqualify his cases entirely, as they demonstrate bad faith and legal violations." So guys, I have to say that the most recent act, the most recent update from Scott, let's put it this way, was not so wise and was not a clever move, but definitely we cannot do anything with his actions, because it is his life and his responsibility. That is why, guys, if you want to read this letter in its entirety, you basically free to do so. But I have to say that it will not help you, and it will not push our case any further for the resolution. And instead of this letter, I want to pay attention to another update that it is basically a FOIA request that explains some details in regards to the Orogrande Basin and actions from Greg McCabe that was made back in spring of 2024. And let me show you this tweet that was written by Junk Savvy. She wrote this: "Breaking news. New emails reveal NextBridge Hydrocarbons' CEO's efforts to preserve Orogrande oil and gas leases. Communications cite and describe in-person meeting with university leases officials on March 22nd. Please for communications and meetings to present arguments, facts and evidence. Next one, strategy of taking assets into private company, where in an effort to protect the companies and investors to escape a broken system that encourages the destruction of public companies. Next one, trapped bad actors appear to believe bankrupt in NBH as path to make their problem go away. Next one, vicious social media campaigns and frivolous lawsuits. Next one, anonymous threats via text and email made to officers and board of directors and their family members, resulting in their exit from the company. Next one, confirmed contact from so-called trapped short investors to university leases in attempt to convince the UL that NBH is a fraud. And guys, this is just a couple of pages document. I want to read this in its entirety because it is very important to understand what was the actions and what was the intention of Greg McCabe back in April of 2024 in regards to the actions that were happening and were surrounding the MMTLP case. So, let me quote this. And by the way, this letter was written on April 15th. We don't know to whom this letter was written, but it was written by Greg himself. And he wrote, "In regards to the letter from our auditors below, I would love to have a meeting with you to discuss before the UL response. I flew to Houston on March 22nd and met with, and here's the blacked out name, to explain the surreal situation I have found myself in. I will share details with you in person, but the short version is that I have taken my public company, Torchlight Energy, and moved it to a private company, NextBridge Hydrocarbons. The board and I made this decision to go private in an effort to escape a broken system that encourages the destruction of public companies via short and distort campaigns. We have been battling these attacks for the last 5 years. Our very act of going private has trapped some bad actors with significant financial exposure. Oddly, it appears they believe that their only solution is to bankrupt NextBridge to make their problems go away. In an effort to crush NextBridge, these pathetic bottom feeders have put on a full-fledged attack against our company, the board and the management. These attacks started with a vicious social media smear campaign and frivolous lawsuits, but have now escalated to multiple anonymous threats via text and emails. They crossed an unforgivable line when they sent a threatening email about me to my daughter-in-law and at the private school where she teaches. And they had the audacity to copy every member of the faculty. My wife taught at this school for 20 years. All 4 of our children graduated from there, and now 2 of my grandchildren attend. As a result of this outlandish behavior, NextBridge has lost our entire management team, and I have had to come in as the unpaid CEO in January. In addition, 3 of our board members resigned for personal reasons, leaving only me and 2 other old guys that just don't scare that easy. I explained my situation to, again, blacked out name, and he confirmed that these trapped short investors have contacted university lands in an attempt to convince you that NextBridge is a fraud and the asset has no value. My comment to the same person was simple: give us 2 hours of your time and let our technical team show our data to your best and brightest scientists, then you decide who is the fraud. The 2 major topics that, again, the blacked out name wanted addressed were 1. A pathway to royalty income for the university lands, and 2. How NextBridge plans to deal with the plug-in liabilities on the acreage. I'm working on a presentation for both of these issues. Assuming I can satisfy the concerns about plug-in, I can only see upside for the UL in allowing us to continue. As to the questions from auditors, I was very involved in the final version of these questions to make sure they captured accurately our current status. Each question has been made succinct and simple. Question number 1. Yes, NextBridge drilled and completed our 5 obligation wells for 2023. We have provided all of the required data to the UL, but if you need anything else, please let me know. 2. Simply confirm with the same person that I did meet with him on March 22nd and expressed a desire for an extension. Question number 3. This is the most important. The question is not committing the UL to an extension. It simply states that you will enter good faith negotiations with NextBridge. I will still need to convince all of you with a compelling proposal, but at the very least, surely the UL will give me a chance to make a presentation. Question number 4. This question is still strange to me. The auditor's original question actually asked if the UL believed that NextBridge was capable of fulfilling our obligations under a possible extension. I pointed out that the UL's beliefs on the matter were not quantifiable or even determinative. I had them change the phrasing from belief to knowledge or data, or more fairly to get to their point. While the questions might seem otherwise, all 4 are simply yes or no questions, and no other discussions is required. If the UL's answers are different than 1 yes, 2 yes, 3 no, and 4 no, please give me an opportunity to discuss with your team before you reply to the auditors. At the risk of stating the obvious, and any other answers to these audit questions will play right into the hands of the villains that have terrorized me, my family, and my team. In closing, I would like to convey to you and your entire team the same thing I told to the same person. Although my situation is quite bizarre, I am not asking for sympathy and I am not asking for special favors. I am simply asking for an opportunity to beat these Wall Street criminals, allowing me to prove once and for all that the Orogrande's new major basin discovery will accomplish the goal. While this victory will be good for NextBridge, it will also be the best outcome for university lands as well. Thanks for considering, and let me know if you have time today or tomorrow to meet. I am happy to come by your office, or we can meet at the Petroleum Club for lunch. Looking forward to hearing from you. And guys, this letter is basically, it is a FOIA letter that was disclosed just recently, and it was written, as I already mentioned, on April 15th. But we know that NextBridge Hydrocarbons stopped to pay for the university leases, I guess, in May of this year, in May of 2024, sorry. And this means it was made right after this letter was written. And if it is just a part of this conversation, written conversation, what is the second part of this conversation? What was the answer of this unknown person? And guys, let me show you that, wait a second, if there was quite, wait a second, right here. If it was an attack started with a vicious social media smear campaign and frivolous lawsuits, and then when it became a threatening email about Greg himself, why in the world he didn't call to police, and why in the world he didn't file any criminal record, criminal charges, if I use the right definition. Definitely it should be investigated, and these actions, in my opinion, are 100% illegal. On top of that, guys, let me show you these comments. Wait a second. Samantha Sam IM wrote this interesting explanation of why he says they went private. I wonder why shareholders were not told this in the prospectus. No official disclosure yet again. Story keeps changing and evolving. Great to have so much on the record. And Aaron Cho wrote, it reads as if he's fine with Finner's December the 9th halt. Going private was supposedly to trap shorts, so a surprise halt works even better to trap shorts with longs trapped too. Might explain why there was no interest in postponing the spin-off to get things sorted out. And this is quite interesting conclusion. I have to admit that if everything that was mentioned in this letter is 100% reality, why in the world no one from the shareholders' perspective knew about this from the official PR statement of NextBridge Hydrocarbons? If NextBridge Hydrocarbons and Greg himself was under attack, why didn't he mention about this publicly? And why didn't he ask for the help? It doesn't make sense in my opinion. On top of that, guys, we know that Greg made a lot of actions and made a lot of negotiations with university lands, but at the same time we know that back in May he refused to pay for the leases. And why in the world nothing was disclosed to the shareholders? We hadn't have any type of official statements from Greg, because at that point it won't affect the price of NBH hydrocarbons, because it was a private company at that moment. And this means I think we had to have this type of official statements, but for some reasons we don't have it. That is why, guys, I don't like both of these letters, as I already mentioned, and I don't like both of them, but for the different reasons. And definitely we have a lot of actions. We might see a lot of actions in upcoming year, but every decision will be made, in my opinion, in court only.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just want